These are the dives you will not find on Instagram. This is I wouldn't dive there if I were you.
Oh my god! There is a hippo!
As loopy as you might imagine. My top 5 oddball dives that I would never recommend to anyone ever. So at 5, diving with anacondas. The anaconda is the biggest, largest, heaviest snake on the planet today. Reticulated pythons might get to be a bit longer, but the anaconda is without question the heaviest and biggest. I had tried a few times in Venezuela and some parts of Brazil to try and get underwater with anacondas and never succeeded. And then way back in 2010, we got word that there was a story in the Cerrado area of Brazil where anacondas were living, basking and swimming in waters that were really, really clear. It was a real punt because back then, nobody had ever filmed them underwater before. This was going to be a real first. And finally, I think in true filming tradition, it was our very last day. We got a call that there had been an anaconda spotted relatively close to town at the top of a small waterfall. So we hacked our way through the undergrowth. We got to where this anaconda was, saw it from a distance, and then it slid into the water. And I got my special presenter mask on, we got all of our kit and we went in. And it was the closest thing I've ever been to being inside a Hollywood Halloween horror movie. Seeing this phenomenal animal, it was as thick around as my thigh, had to be a female at that size.
Oh, I see it! My god, look at the size of that snake, it's huge!
The most incredible thing about it was that when you got up close, you could see that its eyes were white. It was what we would call in blue. It was about to shed its skin. And the brill, the transparent scale that covers the eyes, was all scuffed up. It probably couldn't see anything at all, but it was still sensing its way underwater by using its tongue, just exactly the same way as it would do on land. So dropping the tongue down to the bottom and then up into the water, bringing in lovely scents and smells from the water and processing them. Everything about it was new and weird. I've been working with snakes my whole life, done sea snakes so many times. Snakes swimming at the surface, snakes swimming in the middle of the water column, but seeing an anaconda moving along the bottom in the exact same way that it would do on land, I'd never seen that before, and it completely blew my mind.
The largest snake in the world! Just moving silent.
My next weird dive would be one that I'm pretty sure I was the first to ever do, and it's not surprising, because it was to swim with the world's most powerful electric creature. And that's not all. I mean, there are venomous stingrays, possibly even caimans in here as well. So electric eels are an animal that absolutely live up to their reputation. I've been zapped by an electric eel and been blown clean off my feet by one. 660 volts, which is apparently enough to stop a horse's heart. To be in the water with them, well, that seemed like it was a step too far. And the first time I did it, I have to admit, I was properly terrified. So there's one particular spot in Guyana in the rainforest that I've been back to a few times. And where the eels tend to hang out is at the bottom of small waterfalls where you get this accumulation of tangled stuff that's swept down the waterfall. And in amongst it, there are loads and loads of fish, piranhas and catfish, and the eels. And our cameras are obviously like zinging in the water and they can sense it. So you swim nearby and the electric eels just come looming out of the darkness right up to the lens of your camera. And then because they can swim perfectly backwards, they retract back into their hollows. It's an absolutely bewitching sight. But with the mesmeric, undulating movement of their fins, they're surprisingly beautiful and utterly hypnotic. I can remember getting swept a little bit by the current and reaching out to grab a hold of a branch to steady myself and grabbing a hold of an electric eel's face, like sitting on the mother of all cow fences that just zinged down my arm. Shocking, not surprisingly. I'm so sorry. Number 3, in the Paradise Archipelago of the Maldives, you are sold this picture-perfect postcard image of paradise islands with white sand beaches and swaying palm trees. All too often, that is a very false image. any rubbish that leaves those Paradise Island resorts is going to one place, the rubbish island. And this has basically over decades turned into a giant steaming island of junk. And not surprisingly, much of that junk slips into the sea. So, me being me, I kind of decided that seeing it from the surface wasn't enough and that we needed to dive Junk Island. And it was every bit as loopy as you might imagine. It's quite a surreal sight swimming alongside a vast shifting garbage pile with empty suitcases and office chairs and typewriters all just kind of sliding down alongside you, crisscrossed with thousands of fishing lines and other plastic junk. But because this is the Maldives, it's in the Indian Ocean, it's also filled with astounding, beautiful, brightly coloured tropical fish, which is kind of not what you'd expect. I did another dive very similar off the coast of Bali. You have a few dive sites that are really nice that you go to, everyone goes to them, and I thought, well, what's in the places that we don't dive in? So we just literally rocked up in a cove that had no dive site and dropped over the edge of our boat, and what we found was shocking. The entire reef was covered in a great long ghost net stretching for a huge distance over the reef, and tangled within it were an array of different fish. We just swam along the length of it, cutting them free. We found one trumpet fish that was stuck in the net, and its mate was just hovering there, waiting alongside it. It wasn't caught in the net, but it didn't want to go anywhere because it had loyalty to its partner. And these are fish. It's just not what you would ever expect. We went down the length of it. There were clownfish that were trapped underneath the netting, and we pulled it all up to reveal their anemone home and to set them free. And it was kind of one of those piercing moments where what we're doing to our seas is brought into really sharp perspective. A turtle swam past me and it had a great long line trailing out the side of its beak. And I grabbed a hold of the line and tried to set it free. But this turtle kicked off and swam away, and it started dragging me down, and I lost it. I let go of the line and the turtle swam off, and the whole team were devastated because essentially this meant we were consigning that turtle to its fate. It would definitely die from this long line. But then 2 days later, at night, a mile away on a completely different dive site, out of nowhere, a turtle swam out of the darkness and settled down in front of me on the bottom, and it was the same turtle.
The thread! It's the same one! It's the same turtle!
Grabbed a hold of it, got the line and got my line clippers and cut it off, and the turtle turned and swam off into the distance. And then it came back and swam past us again. And you know, you as a biologist are not supposed to anthropomorphize, to put human form onto animals, but it felt like the turtle had come to say thank you. And that was a really, really sweet moment. My next would be in Antarctica. So Antarctica is, despite the cold, a place that is on the wish list for just about every single diver out there because of the animals. And you go down there looking for, you know, things like crazy invertebrates, beautiful sponges and anemones and all that great stuff. You don't go to try and dive with penguins because it's really, really difficult. And we had no intention of ever getting underwater alongside penguins. It just wasn't on our wish list. We went to this incredible place when I was filming Deadly Pole to Pole, St Andrews Bay, filled with 500,000 king penguins, utterly incredible spectacle. And then we woke up the next morning as we were due to leave and power on down to Antarctica, and the bay around us, around our boat, filled with penguins. And so we went, well, I don't know, we'll just get in and try it, see what happens. And we did. And because they were so close, literally coming up and pecking on the lens of the camera and pecking on my mask, I mean, you couldn't help but be able to film them. It was epic.
It's absolutely breathtaking!
As the larger penguin species are the world's greatest deep-sea diving birds.
So once we left from South Georgia and headed down to Antarctica, that's when it started to get really, really cool. Well, cool is the understatement, I guess. But our intention there was to film with leopard seals. And leopard seals, they are the one animal that I think has really frightened me underwater, because everything about them is not what you would expect, and because the limit of our experience is so little. whenever we go diving with sharks, you're going to be surrounded with people who will have done hundreds, if not thousands of hours underwater with those animals and know what the rules are and know what the regulations are. Well, there are no regulations with leopard seal. We're making it up as we go.
I can't think of an animal that looks more in control, more utterly at home in its environment than this. It's one of the most chilling and exciting sights of my whole life.
And I can remember swimming along this jade green iceberg and having this leopard seal just coming out of the green, his teeth lunging up towards the camera. It was proper frightening. And then I got a word down from the boat above me, Steve, she's just bitten the boat, get out there. It was absolute chaos.
Where is she? Does anyone see her?
It's right in the boat.
Definitely ranks on my list of oddball dives. I wouldn't dive there if I were you.
It's not yawning. It's showing off what it can do. There's no doubt this animal could do me an awful lot of damage.
But surely the top place on my list of dives you would never want to do would have to be diving with crocodiles. So when I started off my career, the whole idea of diving with a crocodile would have been completely mental. And now, somehow, without really meaning to, I think I am, and I'm willing for anyone out there to challenge me and to beat me on this, but I think I am the person who's swum with the most different species of crocs in the world. And that is a massive array of different crocodile species, from giant salties and Nile crocodiles, all the way down to smooth-fronted caiman and dwarf crocodile, American crocodiles, American alligators, Yukari caiman, spectacle caiman. It's been quite a run. When you're diving with sharks, you've always got the one thing on your side, which is the sensitivity of their snout. You have a big camera, and if even a great white comes for you with intent and you bounce it on the snout with your camera, it's gone. I mean, I can't think what the equivalent is for a human being. There's possibly an equivalent for men, but that super sensitive area that when it gets bounced is just too much for a shark and it will be gone. With a crocodile, were you to bop it on the snout with your camera, it would lash out at and destroy anything that was in front of it. And even a relatively small crocodile could take off an arm without too much trouble. And I have now spent, I don't know, maybe 100 hours underwater with 9 different species. And in every single situation, I can con myself for a short period of time that what I'm doing is safe, and then something will happen that will make me realize it is not safe. If you are big and confident underwater, and if you appear to be bigger than the croc in front of you, then for the most part they'll ignore you. But if they're bigger than you, then they may see you as a challenge, and they may see you as food.
We're lying alongside a dinosaur.
And what I have come to realize is there is no way of diving with crocodiles safely.
Straight back down towards us.
It's following us along the bottom.
And it turned out the crocodiles were the least of our worries.
Would you swim with a hippo?
No. There's no doubt I would not swim with a hippo. It can never move as fast as that hippo can.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, my God! There is a hippo underwater right in front of me.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that on camera, but that's seriously problematic.
Don't believe it. Steve, come this way. Get to the edge. I'm coming. Johnny, are you alright? Yeah, I'm at the edge. Alright, he's gone. He's run away from us.
That was really frightening. Well, we've just become some of the very few people in the whole world who've ever been in the water and swum with hippos. There's loads more of this on my channel right now. Please do like and subscribe and keep watching, and all the very best from me, Stevie B.